What do you do on the days when you just don't feel like yourself? Have you had days like that? I'm in the middle of one. Actually, a whole week like that. And I'm usually the glass is half full kind of person. But this week, I've been riding the struggle bus. I was counting on spring to lift me up, but it's been gray and rainy, and honestly, I kind of feel the same. So what do you do when motivation doesn't show up? Weight Watchers Weekly, documenting the journey to the life I've always envisioned through meals, movement, and musings. Episode 2. Starting weight, 212.2 pounds. Current weight, 182.4 pounds. Total loss, 35.8 pounds. Goal weight, how do you choose? Weeks on Weight Watchers, 19. Hi there, I'm Krista, and welcome to the Hot Air Balloon Project. Today is Victoria Day here in Canada, also known as the May 2-4 weekend, but cold weather wasn't stopping me. I headed to the lake and went for a long walk with Pilot. Check out that gorgeous canola field. I had a coffee before jumping in the car, then grabbed a protein bar on the way. Breakfast came to 7 points. We walked 5 kilometers and I grabbed another coffee for the trip back home, 2 points. Lunch was high protein cereal with cottage cheese, 3 points. Dinner was a big salad with feta and cottage cheese. And then I had pretzels and a few squares of dark chocolate for dessert, 8 points total. Throughout the day, I also snacked on pineapple, veggie chips, and French radishes. Have you ever tried these? In France, they serve them with salted butter, which sounds wild but is actually delicious. I just sprinkled a little bit of salt on mine. The veggie chips were 3 points. Total for the day, 23 points used, and I earned 13 weekly points. Monday evening, I started feeling under the weather. Nothing dramatic, just a sore throat, some fatigue, but enough to throw me off. It was like a low hum in the background, and it made everything feel heavier. I wasn't myself, I wasn't motivated, but I also wasn't ready to give up. And I think a lot of us live in that in-between space more often than we admit, functioning but not thriving, and wondering if that's still enough. Mr. Pilot is off to doggy daycare today because I have a big day of filming and editing ahead. But first, coffee, cottage cheese, and cereal for breakfast, 6 points. Here's a little behind-the-scenes peek at my setup. And yes, I'm still trying to figure out those curtain bangs. Once filming was done, I changed back into my pajamas, crawled into bed, and that's basically where I stayed. I did have my laptop with me though, and to get any steps in, I pushed myself to walk downstairs to use the bathroom. That counts, right? Lunch was a repeat of breakfast, same meal, but I swapped the coffee for a Diet Coke, 3 points. I ran to the store for some sugar-free coffee drops, 0 points, thank goodness. Dinner was a protein bar, roasted veggies, and a dollop of Greek yogurt, and pretzels and a bit of dark chocolate, 9 points total. Snacks throughout the day included more pretzels and some veggie chips, 6 points. Total for the day, 24 points used, and with 3,800 steps, I earned 1 weekly point. I used to think success was all grit. Push through, show up big, but this week reminded me, when grit runs out, grace has to take over. I didn't force it. I didn't shame myself. I just said, this is what I have in me today, and let that be enough. For someone like me who's very all or nothing, that's not a small thing. I stayed inside the Weight Watchers framework, got exercise when I was able, and napped when I needed to. That's what growth looks like, staying connected even when you're off your game. And even though I didn't get my steps in every day, the days I did walk, I felt better, even when it was raining. I've said it before and I'll keep on saying it. Walking is such a great Weight Watchers hack. It boosts your mood, clears your mind, and as a bonus, you earn weekly points. That kind of return on investment, I'll take it. I woke up feeling better than the day before, so I headed out for my morning walk, 4.3 kilometers to help clear out the cobwebs. Breakfast was the usual coffee, cottage cheese, cereal, and I added a banana, 6 points. Lunch was the exact same. No apologies over here. I like what I like, 3 points. By mid-afternoon, I was famished, so I had a bowl of chili with some veggie chips, 4 points total. And for dinner, I used the same chili to make nachos. I poured it over tortilla chips, melted some cheese, and topped it with salsa and Greek yogurt. A seriously delicious plate for just 8 points. Total for the day, 21 points used, and I earned 10 weekly points. I'm still not 100%. I did get out for 2 walks, but I also needed a solid 20-minute nap. One thing that has helped while under the weather, Doing just one thing at a time, not fixing the whole day, just drinking water or prepping a snack or stepping outside even for 5 minutes. Every time I made a small choice, it reminded me you're still in it. And that's sometimes all you need to hear. Today was a fun day. Was I tired? Absolutely, but I wasn't going to miss out a day with my friends. I also decided to weigh myself today. If you're new here, I'm known for moving my weigh-in day around. It used to be Mondays, but if I know the weekend's going to be busy, I prefer to weigh in beforehand, not after. I'm a firm believer in making Weight Watchers work for you and not the other way around. This is a lifestyle, not a rigid diet. Stay tuned for my weigh-in results. Pilot went to daycare and then I came back and had, breakfast, the usual, you know the drill, coffee, cottage cheese, and cereal, 6 points. Mid-morning, I had a protein shake, my go-to hack before going out for a meal. I don't like arriving at a restaurant or a friend's house on an empty stomach. I always make better choices this way. Lunch started with a glass of Prosecco and I ordered the bruschetta. It seemed like the best option. I used the food scanner in the Weight Watchers app and it came up as 9 points, but that seemed a little low, so I tracked it as 13. With the sparkling wine, lunch came to 18 points. Now, the fun didn't stop there. A few of us had a pre-dinner drink, 4 points, and then later I had a bit of leftover chili and a protein bar for dinner, 9 points total. Total points for the day, 36, and I earned 3 weekly points. And the weigh-in, I'm down another 1.4 pounds, bringing my total to 37.2 pounds lost since starting Weight Watchers. So close to that 40-pound milestone. Another unexpected bright spot this week, I started reading The Happiness Advantage. I don't think it was a coincidence that I picked it up right now. As they say, the teacher appears when the student is ready. Sometimes the right words find you when you need them most. I woke up this morning determined to get a good long walk in, even with the mist in the air. We hit just over 5 kilometers and it felt incredible. Breakfast was the usual, coffee, cottage cheese, and cereal, 6 points. Lunch was the same, minus the coffee, 3 points. Dinner was simple and satisfying. A hamburger patty, air-fried potatoes, and my go-to pretzels and dark chocolate, 5 points. I was craving salt all day, so my snacks included a bit of chili, more pretzels, and veggie chips, 7 points total. Total points for the day, 21, and I earned 12 weekly points. Sometimes we wait for motivation like it's a bus that's just running late, but this week reminded me, what if you're the one that keeps things moving? You don't need fireworks to make good choices. You just need to care enough to try, to keep going. One meal, or in my case this week, one snack at a time. And when I couldn't do anything productive, I gave myself permission to laugh. I pulled up some old Friends reruns and just let myself be. It's amazing what a familiar laugh track can do for your spirit. Comfort TV isn't just comfort, it can be a reset. For many years, I worked Saturdays, so this year I'm making the most of them. Today I took my niece and nephew garage sailing, but first, a 40-minute walk with my sweet pup Pilot. Breakfast was my usual, coffee, cottage cheese, and high-protein cereal, 6 points. I grabbed another coffee, 2 points, to keep me warm while going house to house. And since we were on the road during lunchtime, I stopped at a gas station for a protein bar and a sugar-free Dr. Pepper, 4 points total. I knew we'd be having pizza at a friend's house for dinner, so I had a small bowl of cottage cheese and cereal beforehand, 3 points. As I mentioned before, I never like arriving to events super hungry. It just helps me to stay on track this way. I also brought a chickpea salad to share. Even though we were ordering pizza, I knew it would visually fill up my plate and actually help me feel full. The salad is a keeper. I'll link the recipe below. One serving is just 1 Weight Watcher point. It's fresh but not overpowering, simple and satisfying. I swapped the tomatoes in the recipe for red peppers and I honestly think it made it even better. Dinner plus drinks came to 27 points. Total points for the day, 42, and I earned 7 weekly points. Not every week is going to be inspiring, but every week teaches me something. This one, it taught me that staying in the game matters, that I don't have to be crushing it to be making progress. I just have to keep showing up for myself and for the life I'm building. If you're not a morning person but want to be, I'd encourage you to try going for a walk early on a Sunday morning, like before 7 a.m. early. It's the most peaceful time of the week. The birds are singing and I always see wildlife. Today, a blue heron and a bald eagle. absolutely amazing. Breakfast was, the huge coffee, cottage cheese, and high protein cereal, 6 points. Lunch was a big bowl of my chickpea salad. So good, just 1 point. We went for another walk before dinner and saw the cutest little ducklings. Then it was back home for leftover hamburgers, air fried potatoes, and sugar-free ketchup, 0 points. Today was all about the snacks. Where do I even begin? Protein bar, cottage cheese, cereal, veggie chips, pretzels, and dark chocolates, 15 points. So worth it. Total points for the day, 22, and I earned 10 weekly points. I'm ending the week with 55 weekly points, which will reset tomorrow. Time and time again, this journey reminds me consistency will always win over intensity. Life will throw you curveballs, but giving your all each day doesn't mean giving 100%. Some days your all might be 60%, other days 80%, and that's okay. Giving it your all means staying focused on your dreams, working to change the habits that don't serve you, and also giving yourself the space and time you need, especially when you need it most. Making yourself a priority is the best way to show up for everyone in your life, including you. Here's to another week. It may have been a little messy, but messy is still movement. And this week's messy got me one step closer to the version of myself I've always envisioned. We got this, my friend. See you soon. Okay, if you saw last week's video, you'll remember I said I was going to update my studio. Today, I'm committing to finally making progress on my studio project. You heard it here first. Please keep me accountable. Well, that didn't happen. But in my defense, I was feeling off all week. That said, I did buy a pair of pants that aren't black. Will I wear them with a black shirt? Absolutely. But hey, that's my big win for the week.